There's a plan to build a new natural gas pipeline through the center of the state. Many environmentalists consider it to be a bridge to clean energy. Are you opposed to it partly in fear of voter backlash because it would be going through the backyards of a lot of people's homes or their communities, backyard of their communities?
Sorry, the last 3% opposed to what?
Are you opposed to the idea of the pipeline partly because of voter backlash?
No, not backlash. I'm opposed to the pipeline because I don't think it's needed, from what I can tell. This is part of the bigger story of the kind of energy economy we want for the future. Very, very important job for the next government. This better be done without attention, by someone that actually pay attention to the facts and the details of what needs to be done, is to get us off fossil fuels as far and as fast as we possibly can. There has to be a plan to do that. That plan should include to maximize conservation of energy efficiency, insulated homes, smart grid, energy efficient appliances, electric vehicles. We need to not burn things. That's the most important thing to do. I think 30% of our use could be done. Second is clean energy. We need to push ahead on that. This governor's done great on solar energy. We need to push on it. We do need hydroelectric power in the state. It has to come from Canada. And most of all, we need wind power. There's 5 gigawatts of wind offshore in Massachusetts. It's ours to develop. Any progressive, anybody that believes in a carbon-free economy and reducing greenhouse gases has got to be pro-wind. That brings us to the fossil fuels we are absolutely dependent on right now. It's going to take a while to get off them. I'm glad we're shutting down Mount Tom, Great Point, and Salem Harbor. Those are the coal and oil fired plants. They're viciously harmful. That leaves natural gas. We're going to need some gas for a while. And its prices are volatile, the supply is uncertain, it's fracked, there's a lot wrong with it. I think we should be minimizing reliance on it. We need a plan to get on and then off natural gas as far as we can. Why would we build a multi-billion-dollar pipeline with a 40-year capacity to bring high volumes of gas into the state? I have not seen the argument for that made, and I oppose it, and I think it's the wrong way to go. And by the way, I'm not at all convinced to the extent we need gas, we can't, by fixing our current pipeline, which are quite leaky, and using existing rights of way, need every need we have. So I'm against it.
Ms. Coakley, is he right or is he wrong?
So he's identified, I think, the issues, which are really important. We need some fossil fuels as a bridge. I think, and let me applaud Governor Patrick also for investments in innovation, and I think we are farther along than we thought we would be with clean, sustainable energy, but we're not there yet. So as we move away from fossil fuels, we need a bridge. I think that we need to look at what's available, and Dr. Burrows outlined that very well. I do not support this proposal in this form, because I think that
you're opposed to the pipeline.
I'm opposed to this proposal. Yes.
Mr. Gressman?
I've expressed deep concern about it, and I mean, some people say that we are losing as much as 30 to 40% of the natural gas. It's not just losing the natural gas, it's methane being released into the atmosphere. It's very toxic. It increases the budgets of households because they're paying a lot more for their energy than they should be paying. So deep, deep concern about this project, and I've said so publicly and issued a very strong statement. But again, this is not an issue, this whole issue of clean energy, of zero carbon emissions, which is the goal we should have. This is not an issue that I come to during a campaign for governor or even a campaign for state treasurer. My company, Grossman Marketing Group, actually switched from carbon fuel to 100% certified wind power back in 2007. 7 years ago, we said we can play a leadership role, and we require all of our subcontractors and leaders of our company to do the same thing. So I think you lead by example. You don't just lead by rhetoric, you don't lead by talk, you lead by example. And I think that's what people expect of governors, to take strong public stands, whether they're popular or not, lead by example, lay out a set of values that are going to serve the people of the state, create the kind of jobs and economic environment. We have created 80,000 jobs in clean energy in 5,500 companies because of Governor Patrick's leadership. And we're growing at the rate so that we will create over the next 10 years 80 to 100,000 new jobs. And these are jobs that young people all over the state want, need, and deserve. So if we play our cards right, we continue to invest in clean energy, jobs, as well as economic development, and we create fewer carbon emissions, get people out of their cars, into public transportation, with housing built near public transportation lines and transportation hubs, we can create a 21st century economy that will be the wonder of this country. That's why I'm so optimistic about Massachusetts, and that's why I want to lead the state over the next 4 years.
All right, and that brings us to our next lightning round. Just kidding. Actually, that brings us to the end of tonight's debate.